Hey mi gente, it's Julie and Steve. I just want to say before we go any further on in this video, I am so sorry for not introducing myself properly in my previous video, which by the way, if you have not watched it, I highly suggest you do because I made a reference about Miguel in that video. Today we're going to be talking about Miguel, the singer, songwriter, and I think he plays a few instruments. I'm not too sure how many, but he's a multi-talented singer, songwriter, and he identifies as Afro-Latino. And he also identifies as Afro-Mexican. The issue with Miguel identifying as Afro-Mexican and or Afro-Latino is because Miguel's mother, she's African American, while his father is a non-black Mexican. And the terms Afro-Latino and Afro-Mexican are for people who have one or two black parents from Latin America. And I'm going to give an example. Ted Cruz. He has an African American father, but his mother is Afro-Puerto Rican. Another example. Yaya de Costa. Yaya de Costa, her mother is Afro-Brazilian, while her father is African American. Another example, Sky Jackson. Her mother is Afro-Honduran, while her father is African American. I could name a few other examples, but we do not have time, so this is not a scripted video, just so everyone knows. This is from what I already know from previous research and of what I know in general. In case you did not get what I was trying to say, these are examples of people who are famous, who happen to have a black parent who is from America. Specifically, when I say black parent, I'm talking about a black American parent, while the other parent is either someone from Latin America and or a descendant from Latin America with African roots. This is why it's a problem when Miguel identifies within the Afro-Latino and Afro-Mexican terminologies, because his mother is the black parent and she is not Afro-Mexican.
Back. And for you, Los Angeles, California, African-American mum, Mexican dad.
Yeah.
And then all the different musical styles that they were both into individually, kind of melting all that up in a big pot.
Yep.
And it must have had a huge impact. I can hear that it has a huge impact on what you do now, being exposed to all those different genres, I suppose, and eras of music.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you. Thanks for paying attention. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
In my opinion, when these biracial, aka mixed with black people identify as these terminologies, Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina, Afro-Latinx, it's a problem because you are not being genuine, and also you're taking away from your own parents' ancestry, because that's not what your black parents' background reflects. When you identify within a culture that does not reflect your parents' background, specifically African American parent, to me it's disrespectful. And having a parent who is non-black Latino or Latina or Latinx that doesn't make you Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina, or Afro-Latinx.
Absolutely. Well, growing up in the 80s and early 90s in Los Angeles was really tough because there was a lot of racial tension between Mexicans and blacks. So I found myself kind of caught in the middle early on and had to kind of put my foot down about where I stand. And the cool thing was that my mother was very very religious, and she kept us pretty sheltered from any of the negativity.
Sure, you could embrace the Latino culture, but does that make you a part of Afro-Latino culture? In one way, I do understand why they would identify within the Afro-Latino culture, because they have African ancestry and they also have the Latino ancestry too. But once again, being Afro-Latino means you have that culture, that black culture from Latin America, from a black parent from Latin America. What do I personally think? In my opinion, I do not have an issue when children of interracial relationship with a non-black Latino and African American parent, and the children identify within the Afro-Latina or Afro-Latino, the whole terminologies are Afro-Latinos. I do not mind, but when you think about it, it's common sense that they shouldn't. And when I say they're talking about mixed race black Latino children, when they identify within the Afro-Latino culture, it does not make sense in a way, because once again, that's not what they are exactly, because the actual term is what I previously mentioned a bunch of times in this video. Do I blame Miguel for identifying with this culture? No, because maybe he doesn't really know the terminologies. I do not know. He does know that he is black and Mexican, but the thing is, we also have to remember, which I did not touch in this video, but there are black Mexicans. And when I say black Mexicans, I'm not talking about the ones that have African American and a non-black Mexican type of situation. I'm talking about black Mexicans from Mexico who were born in Mexico, or who was born in Mexico, their parents.
We could do it, baby, simple and plain. 'Cause this love is a short thing, yeah.
Hey, mi gente. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. Second of all, I just wanted to give my friend Janetti a shout out for making the new intro, in case you did not seen it. And this time around, I paid her. So yeah, I'm very proud of what Janetti has done with the intro, the new intro. And I'm happy that I finally paid her this time around. And I'm going to leave all of her information in the description down below, so you guys could go check out her services and try to hit her up if you need anything, or follow her on social media. Now, tell me your thoughts about the video on Miguel. I want to know your point of views. I want to know what you guys think, especially if you fit within the categories of being a mixed race Latino. I want to hear your opinions in the description. That's the description. I want to hear your opinions down below. And if you didn't notice, I am back in the park where I was at almost a year ago when I was having issues with college. Yeah, it's interesting being a senior. Thank you, and cue the new outro.